Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel where we're doing a design team project for Craft Galley. So today's project, I am playing with another Concord and 9th Turnabout stamp. Awesome. This one is a Snowflake stamp. And I am going to show you three pretty different cards, but sort of the same color scheme. I was inspired to do this background by Jen from Scrapbina Creations. If you don't follow her, you are missing out because she is awesome, although I think probably most of you have figured that out already. But she did a couple cards recently with this kind of pinkish blue background, and I wanted to give it a try myself. So I took out some Zig markers on some Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I am just using this water brush to kind of blend in that color. I love the way this looks. It looks like a streaky sky. It's really pretty, and her cards are beautiful. So if I can remember, I will link them right below. So now I am going to set up my Turnabout stamp. If you want to know how to set up a Turnabout stamp, they've made it very, very easy recently with the packaging. But there's also my last video that I did for this technique, and then lots and lots of YouTubers out there have told you how you can set up your Turnabout. Here you can watch the most anticlimactic Turnabout stamping ever in your life because you can't see anything. You can watch me do CPR on my card and my stamps, but you don't actually see an image because I was using Versamark clear sticky ink. So yes, that was extremely boring. I'm glad I babbled our way through it. Now I am putting on some white embossing powder, and I am going to do this a few times with a couple different backgrounds. And I love the way this looks. Now, when I got this all done, I thought, they're kind of missing a little bit. I only went 3 times around, which you just got to put trust in the Turnabout because 4 times really would have done the trick. However, in this stamp set, they give you extra separate snowflakes. So that comes in handy in a second. We'll show you how I remedy my issue there. I took out some of this Concord and 9th glitter cardstock. This is the 4 different color pack. You get black, silver, gold, and white. And I am just making little hills right here for this card. So I'm going to place down the first one with some liquid adhesive, and then I'm going to pop up the one right below it. Now, like I said, these 3 cards are pretty different, but same color scheme. I am on a mission to make a bunch of holiday cards, and I want to do some traditional, some non. It's funny because, here, let me stop talking for a second. Here is where I pull out the separate snowflakes, and I am putting those down, and I'm going to heat set those as well with white embossing. And you're going to see how that just kind of fills in. So I love that this humongous Turnabout stamp still gave us more with some additional stuff. I mean, that's super cool. Way to go, Concord and 9th. So, all right, back to what I was saying. We all are saying like non-traditional colors, but I'm almost thinking that these are becoming traditional. Pink, purple, and blue. It's like I see it everywhere. So I think eventually, like next year or something, I'm going to be making a green and red card saying, today's non-traditional holiday card. Maybe not. That's a stretch. Okay, so right now I've made some of my own background paper with the picked raspberry in Distress Oxide. And I am going to, because I had a tiny bit of that pink on my laminate or my slick surface over there, I had to add 3 more colors because I didn't want to waste any. Tell me what sense that makes. But whatever, I took my watercolor paper and I smashed it down on all 3 of those colors. And now I'm going to heat set it. And then I think I added some more. And I'm just going to keep going until I can pick up as much as possible from that slick surface. And these other 2 cards are going to make up the other 2 of my cards that I'm going to be making today. Okay, so I'm kind of all over the place with this video because I was having so much fun. But here I'm going to heat set those and get them ready for their turnaboutness. Now I am doing the same thing with some Versamark ink and some white embossing powder. And I'm just going to heat set those. And I skipped a lot of steps here because you don't really need to see me turn a blank stamp again. And now here we have 3 of the backgrounds. Those oxide colors are a dream. Do you see that? It almost looks like a magical sky. So pretty. Okay, so here I'm going to make a trifold card, which I don't think I've ever done. So I'm going to cut this down to, let me do my math in my head. It was 3.5. I scored at 3.5, so it's 10.5 long. So this way you score every 3.5 inches, and that way I can fold it in. I highly recommend one of these little score buddies. This is a Martha Stewart one, but I'll link to a different brand, same concept. They're awesome. I use that on every single card because I score my bases with that. So highly recommend that tool. All right, and then I'm using my bone folder. I'm going to score that a little bit. And then on the front panel of my card, I am going to die cut this oval die. And that's going to be almost like a peekaboo into the first panel of the card. So I get that done. I'm using my mono eraser because I made a boo-boo. I had some ink, I think, on my Big Shot when I ran it through. So that was no bueno. Now I'm taking some Catherine Puller inks here, and I am going to stamp out some sentiments that came with the set. I love that Turnabout set also because it comes with sentiments. So it's just a really great holiday set to have. Really, if you don't have any Snowflake stamps, highly recommend this one because it comes with everything you need. So they were really thoughtful in that. I'm going to take some of those extra snowflakes, and I am just going to place them all over the front panel here. And you want to do this kind of overlapping the edges. So put a piece of scrap paper underneath. This way it looks like almost pattern paper-ish. So that always helps when you're doing that kind of technique. I'm going to take and cut down one of those panels that I made. And that's going to be the panel that you see when you look through the oval die cut. And but that's not going to be the card. So on the inside of the card, I took another sentiment from the set. And I'm going to stamp that out, and then I'm going to put some more snowflakes on the inside. So I think this is a really fun card. In fact, I think my daughter would adore this card because it's just super pretty and lots of fun colors. So I think I'm going to leave this one for her in her stocking. Okay, so for the other 2, I am now just putting some sentiments down on the cards. So these 2 die cuts from Creative Expressions, Merry Christmas and Let It Snow. Really pretty. The Let It Snow is very intricate, so I took out some spray adhesive, and that makes my life super easy because I thought about using liquid adhesive, and that was just going to be a nightmare. It's really thin, but it's so pretty and so delicate. And then on this one, the Merry Christmas one, I'm just kind of going to let the background do the talking for the most part. I did have this extra glittery tree that I had laying around, and I wanted to put it to good use. And so I am going to pull that out. Now this is Lawn Fawn's glitter cardstock, which I love as well. And so I used that, and I had a tree die, and I just cut that out, and it is so, like, you think of glittery cardstock, you're like, yeah, it's all going to be sparkly. How is it possible that this cardstock is actually sparklier than any glitter cardstock I've seen? It's so shiny. Okay, so right here, as you saw, I am going to keep the background of a glittery cardstock that I use, same as the tree, except I cut the trees out of the back and you can't even see it. That's how I save and get the most use out of my stuff. It's hard to put a gorgeous piece of glittery cardstock behind your panel and have only like 1/8 of an inch pop out and waste the rest of it. So I'm not about that life. I'm going to cut it up. So here I am attaching my cards onto my card bases. So you can kind of see me assemble the rest of this card. So let me tell you about Craft Galley and the upcoming sales. Holy moly guacamole. There are some awesome deals going on. So from now until Thanksgiving, pre-Black Friday sale, every day, new stuff. Go check it out. Hit refresh on your computer so that you don't miss anything. And then from starting Black Friday, there's going to be even more. So I can't tell you the exact deal right now, but it's big. So check out Craft Galley. Go head over there. Search it every day. Just stock it. I say you have all permissions to stock Craft Galley. You're going to find some awesome stuff. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. Here's some more still photos. And I will link everything we used below. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.